Welcome to our channel. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Warning, the following contains images of graphic violence and not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Very controlling, very scary person. Whenever his temper was pushed, or whenever he would felt he had to prove something, he would act very bully-like, very like hard-ass kind of. And there's been times where he'd get almost satanic, talking about people, like, I wonder what it'd be like to kill someone, or there's been so many times where me and him have gotten into fights and physical fights, and he's very manipulative, very
Let me stop. Is it safe to say, were you romantically involved with Chris a few years ago?
Yes.
Was he your boyfriend?
Yes.
How long did y'all date?
About a year.
About a year?
Almost.
Okay. Was it a love-hate relationship? Did you have strong feelings for him?
At first, it was a really good relationship. Then he started, I guess once he got used to the relationship, when, more like
Newness wore off?
Yeah, he got very take charge, very demanding.
Okay.
And if he didn't get what he wanted, he would do whatever it took to, get me to, do something for him, or, or say something for him, or just pretty much, he really could, he knew that what my weak spots were, and when I would be in a weak state of mind, and when he really could get to me, he knew what to say about my past, what to say personal things about me, to make me feel very, almost like jelly, kind of.
Insecure?
Very insecure, just very, like nothing, very numb, very, just.
Okay. So it's safe to say this man had a big effect on you,
Yes.
right? Did you say you had a father-like relationship? Than what you said once?
Yes, I did, because I had lost my father at a very young age, and when I first started dating Chris, he acted like, he was the man, and he would, try to, buy everything, and he acted, it's almost like he was a father figure to me, because he'd always, said he'd take care of me, and I always had that, in my mind, not that, like, he is my father, but
I understand.
This is
The dominant male in your life?
yeah, this is that part of, my life that was taken out once, and now, like, he's feeling.
So the gun was in your hand, and what was he telling you? 1, 2, 3?
He was holding on to it, too.
Okay, like on top of your hand or something?
Yes, like, I couldn't tell you how it was, like, but that one, that like, I was scared, and I was, like, cribbing, and I had made the gun go off, not purposely, though, but, like, it went to the back room, because I was just, like, screaming, just, like, shaking.
So somehow you pulled the trigger?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, telling me, you bitch, and he started just screaming at me, and then, he kept, like, it felt like I was, like, being, like, jerked, like, like.
It was violent when it goes off?
Mm-hmm.
How many times do you think it went off in your hand?
1,000,000 times.
It went off a bunch in your hand?
It felt like a million times. Like even like the first time, it felt like a million times.
So you're pulling the trigger somehow?
No. Like it's like he has his hand, and my hand was like, I couldn't even tell you how. Like it was okay. But it was his force that was making
it
the.
go off?
Yes.
Okay. Were you hitting anyone?
I don't know.
Come on, it's important. This is important. Okay. You're doing a good job. If you're like this and you're doing it, you know that you're hitting the person in front of you.
Well, we weren't really like in front of anybody.
Were you near anyone?
It was almost back, like in the middle of them and the door.
Okay, well somebody was found in that area. Are you sure there's no one by you?
I couldn't.
Okay. So
They're both.
okay. But the gun went off a bunch of times? Did it stop? Did it run out of bullets?
I couldn't even tell you. I was so
Okay.
scared. It was.
Then what happened?
It's like it just felt like it was like a blackout almost. You know, like
Sure.
everything like just.
Okay.
You know, like hypnotized, kind of like, you know. But all I can remember, I was just like, you know, I was screaming and like, you know, and just like, you know, I kept trying to like, you know, like pull away, but I couldn't because I felt like just like spaghetti almost.
Right. So what happened after all that?
And then I ran, or I didn't run yet, but he kept, then I heard I heard like shots, but it wasn't from my gun. It was or the one that he gave me, because like I was like holding on to it, and then like I'm trying to remember like how this happened, because I remember it was just like it was so quick. Like I heard like other like shots like going off.
From his gun, I guess?
I don't know what kind of.
I mean, there wasn't a third person shooting.
No.
Okay.
It's just everything was like, everything got like, you know, like quiet, like, but you know how like in the movie Saving Private Ryan you can hear like shooting, but like you can't hear like anything else.
Right.
You know, like you can hear people or whatever, and then sorry, I'm just trying to.
I know you are.
Just to calm down.
I know you are.
Can I just wait until I finish my cigarette, please? I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Okay.
I still keep hearing his voice and seeing his face in my head every time.
Early life. Paolilla was born on Long Island, New York, to Lori, a stay-at-home mom, and Charles Paolilla, a construction worker. She has one older brother. When Paolilla was 2 years old, her father was killed in a construction accident. Following the death of her husband, Lori Paolilla began abusing drugs and eventually lost custody of her children to her parents. When Paolilla was in kindergarten, she was diagnosed with alopecia, which caused her to lose her hair, eyebrows, and eyelashes. As a result of the hair loss, Paolilla was forced to wear wigs. She also had poor vision and wore thick glasses. Paolilla was frequently ridiculed and bullied by her classmates for her appearance, which affected her self-confidence. Paolilla was eventually reunited with her mother, who had overcome her drug addiction and remarried. The family then moved to Clear Lake City, Texas, a suburb of Houston. Paolilla enrolled at Clear Lake High School. She was befriended by two popular students, Rachel Colorutis and Tiffany Rowell, who helped her improve her appearance and fit in with the other students. In 2003, Paolilla was voted Miss Irresistible by her school's student body. That year, she also began a relationship with 21-year-old Christopher Lee Snyder. Paolilla's mother and stepfather disapproved of Snyder, as did Colarudis and Rowell, because of his frequent drug use and extensive criminal record. These fears would be substantiated, as Paolilla would increasingly use various drugs during the year she and Snyder were in a relationship. Lori Paolilla later recalled that Snyder isolated her daughter from her friends and family and indicated that she had been raped and that the relationship was both abusive and dysfunctional. Snyder's family also said the relationship was tumultuous and that Paolilla was prone to jealousy. After one particular fight with Snyder, Paolilla spent the night on the front lawn of his family's home and threatened to kill his family. Murders. On July 18, 2003, Paolilla and Snyder went to her friend Tiffany Rowell's home in Clear Lake City. Also at the home were Rachel Colarudis, Rowell's boyfriend, Marcus Priscilla, and Priscilla's cousin, Adalbert Sanchez. According to Paolilla, she and Snyder planned to steal the drugs that were kept at the house, but Snyder reportedly got into an argument with Priscilla, which led to the shootings of Rowell, Colarudis, Priscilla, and Sanchez. All 4 victims were shot multiple times, with a 9mm semi-automatic pistol and a .38 caliber revolver. Rachel Colarudis attempted to crawl to a phone to call 911 after she was shot, but Paolilla struck her in the head multiple times with the butt of the revolver, bashing in her skull. Colarudis and Rowell were both shot in the crotch, a sign of sexual jealousy. Snyder and Paolilla left little evidence at the crime scene, leading police to suspect that the killings were drug-related, as Marcus Priscilla was said to have sold drugs from the home. Adalbert Sanchez had moved to Clear Lake to get away from violence on the north side to change his life around, and he had only been in Clear Lake for about a week or two before losing his life. The only evidence police had were descriptions of the suspects, who were seen walking to and from the home by neighbors. An hour after the murders, Snyder drove Paolilla to Walgreens, where she was scheduled to work the makeup counter. Apprehension. In 2004, Paolilla and Snyder ended their relationship after Snyder was jailed in Kentucky for car theft. Shortly thereafter, Paolilla entered rehab in Kerrville, Texas. It was there that she met Stanley Justin Rott, a heroin user, with whom she began a relationship. The couple married in March 2005. Around that time, Paolilla came into a $360,000 trust fund left to her by her father. Paolilla used a portion of the money to buy an apartment. In July 2005, the second anniversary of the murders, Paolilla saw a newscast on television about the still unsolved case. She became upset after seeing sketches of the suspects given by neighbors and confessed to Rott that she and Snyder had committed the murders. The couple then went into hiding. By November 2005, Paolilla and Rott were living in a motel room in San Antonio. For the next 8 months, the couple holed up in the room, shooting heroin and cocaine. On July 8, 2006, police received an anonymous tip via Crime Stoppers regarding the murders of Rowell, Colarudis, Priscilla, and Sanchez. The male caller told police that he had been in rehab with Paolilla, who had admitted to being a participant in the crime. It was later reported that Justin Rott was not the man who called in the tip. Police tracked Paolilla down in San Antonio and arrested her on July 19, 2006. Paolilla's husband was also arrested as police found 70 vials of heroin in the couple's room. After their arrests, Rott told police that Paolilla had confessed to him that she had been an active participant in the murders. He stated that Paolilla had gone back into the house and beat Colarudis to death with a gun. After finding her still clinging to life and attempting to summon help, Paolilla initially denied killing her friends, but eventually admitted to participating in the murders but placed all the blame on her ex-boyfriend, Christopher Snyder. On July 21, 2006. On July 21, 2006, Paolilla and Snyder, who had not yet been apprehended, were charged with capital murder. Paolilla's bail was set at $500,000 as she was considered a flight risk. In June 2006, Christopher Snyder had moved to Greenville, South Carolina, where he was living with a woman he met online. After Paolilla's arrest that July, one of Snyder's family members called to inform him that police had issued a warrant for his arrest in relation to the murders. Acting on a tip that Snyder may have committed suicide, police went to Greenville and searched near an area where Snyder was reported to have been seen. His decomposing body was found in a heavily wooded area on August 5, 2006. It was later determined that Snyder had overdosed on prescription medication. On October 13, 2008, Paolilla was convicted of 4 counts of capital murder. As she had been a juvenile offender at the time of the killings, she was spared the death penalty. The following day, she was sentenced to life in prison. Paolilla filed an appeal on November 29, 2008, on the grounds that the trial court abused its discretion in setting Paolilla's amount of bail at $500,000. An appeals panel decided that the court did not abuse its discretion and affirmed Paolilla's original sentence. By 2011, she had filed additional appeals, which were also denied. As of June 2023, Paolilla is incarcerated at the Christina Melton Crane Unit in Gatesville, Texas, and will be eligible for parole in July 2046, when she will be 60 years old.
So, the gun was in your hand, and what was he telling you? 1, 2, 3?
He was holding on to it, too.
Okay, like on top of your hand or something?
Yes, like,
Yeah, like
I couldn't tell you how it was, like,